The most bitter there was, the most bitter there is, and the most bitter there ever will be. It's Bret, the bitter man Hart, and tonight he returns to Monday Night Raw in Calgary. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. A little bit of news here regarding Raw tonight and regarding Bret Hart, and maybe I'll talk about it more in a preview show later on, but spoiler alert, Bret Hart is scheduled for tonight's show. He is returning to WWE. It's in Calgary. It's in Canada. I guess WWE are looking for a cheap pop. Now, do I agree with bringing Bret Hart back right now? No, I don't. I think this is bullshit from Triple H. I think this is zero loyalty from Triple H. The things that Bret Hart have come out recently and said about Vince McMahon, the hit piece that Bret Hart has supposedly put out about McMahon in that documentary, that Netflix documentary, yeah, Triple H is going to bow down and allow Bret to come in and give Bret a live mic after all this shit. And honestly, man, I don't get it. Like, what has happened for everybody to turn their back on Vince McMahon? Like, the guy paid money to sleep with a younger woman. Like, what old, rich, billionaire, millionaire guy doesn't do that? It's fucking normal, right? Whether you agree with it or not. I mean, they're all doing it. Triple H will probably do it as well. Once upon a time, you know, in the future, if he hasn't already, he will probably sleep around on Stephanie. I mean, it is what it is. The whole making McMahon out to be like the worst person ever because him and Janelle Grant were having an affair that, let's keep in mind, she was 100% okay with. In fact, she wanted it. We've seen the messages and how she appeared to be actually in love with McMahon, and then all of a sudden, when the money stops, that's when she doesn't agree with it. That's when, you know, she becomes a victim and she was being forced and all this shit, even though she, you know, voluntarily came to work and put herself in those positions. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's mental. I mean, is McMahon a bit of a weird guy for liking to shite on people? If it's true, is that weird? Yes, of course, not denying that. But at the end of the day, if McMahon was paying her money and she was happy to do it and she was consenting to it, then, you know, what's the fucking big deal? I mean, seriously, what is the big deal? If I tell you what, man, if a woman came out, I bet you people out there, I bet you all these fucking losers wishes that Rhea Ripley would shit on them. I fucking guarantee it, man. I bet you they would, man. All these simps in the YWC, the wrestling community or whatever, they'd love it. I mean, they would love it. And you know what? I bet you they would, man. I bet you if a woman shat on a man, it would be considered empowering. Oh, she's dominant. She's doing this. She owns him. But some rich guy does it to a female that was consenting to it because she was getting paid very, very well with money and gifts and everything else. Somehow that's where we draw the line, and McMahon gets made out to be the biggest bastard of all time. Honestly, man, I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it, how everyone is like literally turned their back on him. It's pathetic, man. There is no loyalty in the world anymore. I mean, we can turn around and say, you know, is McMahon a bit sick for liking that, and I think that's true. But again, like I said, if Rhea Ripley was into this, people would be lining up to be next. It fucking is what it is. It is what it is. But let's talk a little bit about Bret Hart then. Paul Big Nose Traitor. I booked the worst boring shit in the history of wrestling. Lefebvre, this big nose bastard. What did he have to say? Well, he tweeted that, quote, definitely do not want to miss, end of quote, Hart's appearance. So Paul Lefebvre talking up as if it's going to be groundbreaking. Hopefully it's not another hit piece on McMahon, but it looks like it's not going to be anything to do with McMahon. It's in fact going to be something to do with the ring general Gunther, because PWInsider.com is reporting that former WWE champion Bret Hart will be appearing on the 9th of September Raw in a role that continues to push the ring general Gunther as the current WWE heavyweight champion of the Red brand. So, I mean, I guess by that we're going to get a Gunther Bret Hart promo. I know we're not going to get a Gunther Bret Hart match. I don't think that I don't think Bret is going to get back in the ring anytime soon or ever again. That run he had in 2010, I think, was plenty. I don't think we need to see it anymore. But yeah, Bret, Gunther in the same ring. You've got a guy. I mean, this could be one of the most boring promos of all time. I mean, let's keep it real. You got Bret Hart, a guy that was never good on the mic. Despite he likes to dish out 4 out of 10s for Triple H in his wrestling, well, I'm going to dish out a 4 out of 10 for Bret and his mic skills at best. So, but it is kind of sad, man. Look how much Bret Hart's bashed Triple H, yet Triple H is going to bring him in just so he can try and get a cheap pop in Calgary, Canada. I mean, what a fucking loser Triple H is. Just, here's this guy that constantly buries me day in, day out. Like he's got nothing else to do. He just buries Triple H all the time. Here's a guy that says, my father-in-law, the grandfather of my grandkids, he's like the scum of the earth, an evil monster that deserves to die and rot in hell. I mean, this is all things that Bret Hart has said, scum of the earth. And Triple H is going to welcome this guy in just because Raw is in Canada and he wants to appease to the Canadian fans, so the Canadian fans bow down and fucking lick his feet or whatever, man. It's embarrassing, man. It really is. It really is. So yeah, Bret Hart on the red brand tonight. Him and Gunther. I mean, this has got potential to put people to sleep. I don't know how many people are watching Raw these days, like 1.8 million, 1.7 million. I reckon half of them, at least 800k, could be sleeping by the end of this promo because, you got 2 of the most boring guys on the mic getting in the same ring and talking. But yeah, Triple H tonight says Bret Hart's going to be there, says you can't miss it. Apparently it's going to be Bret, Gunther in the middle of the ring. We'll see what happens. I'll talk a little bit more about it in the preview show. But yeah, I just think it's pathetic for Triple H. Bret Hart, a guy that just goes out of his way to bury Triple H, to bury McMahon, and they're going to invite him here for a nice little payday tonight, in Calgary, Canada. I mean, it just makes, it makes no sense why you would reward that. I get why Triple H is doing it because he's a fucking loser, and he wants to kiss up to the Canadian fans, but yeah, just, whatever. Triple H absolutely sucks. Anyway, guys, catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.